Okie dokie. So, we're back. I'm going to turn off the overhead lights, see if that works better. A little dark from this side of the room. Well, I think this is probably the best place to put it. Let's creep it a little forward. So we can, a little down there. It's kind of hard. You can't see tanks and me at the same time because I'm up near the ceiling. We'll do this for you because so I got a gravel vacuum. I got to clean the glass. I've added backgrounds to the 275s. Let's have a look at those. It's like a rock. Upstairs, kind of a rocky background too. So I just kind of did the same thing because I like the way the tank looks upstairs. It's not the same rocky background, but it's close. And they were cheap. They're only $7 each Canadian. Same thing down here. Unfortunately, the big fish, the background's letting her see her own reflection, and she's been pretty upset with herself there. Challenging her reflection. Hopefully she gets over that soon because I'm leaving it there. But yeah, it's helping her see herself, and that makes her she's trying to fight herself away. She's protecting her little man. Probably thinks of it as her kid. These guys are all doing pretty good. One of them that one pouts if I get my hands in the tank. This one doesn't care. So got some dirty sand to deal with. The filter wasn't running well, and I did that before I started the stream because it's a bit of a pain. Sometimes I curse and swear when I'm dealing with these things. So I didn't want to put you through it. So there we go, and time to get to work. There we go. Now, probably 100 other people streaming right now. Well, it's okay. I couldn't get to it till right now. Now I'm getting to it. We're going to clean up all this glass, make this tank look good. What I forgot to do is buy a paint roller because I want to cover this glass up on the side here. The sun's coming through this window. So I might just find some paper and tape it on and do it that way. A lot easier. Easy to get rid of too. Actually, a piece of wood right here. And I could just slide in there. Forward. Oh, it ain't pretty, but it's a temporary solution. When I clean up this algae, hopefully it doesn't come back now that I can stop the sun like that. Water here. Okay. Generally, the water's still pretty clean, but I did have a filter that sort of got named today, so it's good that I'm doing this. I need to buy another filter for up here, because there's only the one and the overflow. This one has a UV canister filter and the overflow. So I should buy a UV and get it up in here, and that's, I'm gonna get a JP01 for up here. But I could order it right now, but I gotta take a look at my numbers, make sure everything's hunky-dory, because I can go a little too far if I don't do that, so I gotta be careful. Very linear focus when I need shit done, and then I forget about the other track.
I'm pretty good. I never really get myself in trouble, because I'm no good at reminding myself to double check everything. And this little lemon is not afraid of me, which is cool. Now you can see the algae forming where the sun is trying to go. I think once I stop that, this will stop happening to me. I really like to grow on this glass sand. I guess because the light travels through it. Hey, GK, how you doing?
Thanks for stopping in. We're just getting some cleanup done here. I put some backgrounds on the tanks to hide my ugly basement walls. And the big Oscar doesn't like the new background. He's been attacking it. But I think it's because she can see her own reflection now. She'll figure it out. I gotta take care of all this algae. And then I gotta start draining and filling. This tube is gonna get wet over here. Creepy, creepy. Now you gotta go away, everyone. Probably shut that UV light off, so I tuck it over. I haven't already. It's in the towel, maybe. Good. Yeah. Fill in the sump. Bottom tank will fill up a little. gonna let that happen because I took a lot of water from it. We'll top the lower tank right up to the top when the refill happens, and then see some meat floating around in there. Someone didn't eat. I don't want that. Okay. We are good. I'm gonna set this down to 77 degrees. We're gonna cool these tanks down. With the refill. And we got some pot scrubbies to put in that blue bin. Buy a pack here and a pack there until I got a whole bunch. They're like $25 for 30. So probably not the cheapest media in the world, but it works really, really good. Offers a lot of surface area. Be hard pressed to find something that offers more. It looks like they're going good, and I gotta scrub that glass with the base one first. Where is it? Where I put it? In there. I'll use this one easier. Finish it off. That brown red algae, I'm at that stage. Rub it off here. No good idea. All of those in there. Propagating. Reduce it as much as I can. And rub some of it off.
Anyway, back to the glass. Boy. Working on some water today. We'll index the front of this, and we get the water all changed out. It's gonna look real clean. Real clean. And it's gonna be beautiful tomorrow. It'll be beautiful about 20 minutes after I finish. All the same. And get long bottom here. Good. Now it's green time. Green time means unplug the barrels from their heat source, which is right here.
Not even running right now, but it's just a matter of habit, and it's a good habit to keep. Because in the winter, they're always running.
And
I have to go get my drain pump. If you got one of these and you walk around your house, always walk around with it inside a bucket, because if you whack it on something, it's toast. You keep it in the bucket, and if the bucket whacks something, no problem. I learned that one the hard way, that's why I'm sharing it with you. Kind of sucks when you're in the middle of a water change, you break your sump pump. And you're in a situation. Not so good one. You can order one up, but it ain't gonna be here for at least 24 hours. And it's one of the situations, you're finishing your water change the old fashioned way. We'll start with the ground one. All the way down.
No, I have to put that plug. Oh, this is
Making some sense. All aboard the drain begins. And the drain begins. We have some rain, yeah. There's some, supposed to be coming here. You must be not too far. Are you near Ontario? Your weather sounds like mine. But you got the rain sooner than we're getting it. I'm waiting for that rain. Oh. So for these thinking just let them rinse the dust off them. With the tank water. I just assume there's gonna be factory dust and loose pieces of the plastic and things. I was gonna rinse down before I film myself. There usually is stuff like that, some shit like this, especially from Amazon. Even though it's a hot scrubby mess of food, right? Pretty good enough. We'll just throw all these right in here, right in this big blue one. Yeah, make sure you submerge them and break the surface tension of it to stay above the water. Not like an insect. There's the first 30. I'll keep buying them until I have 120 in here. But I'm not buying them all at once. Just every time $25 don't matter to me. There you go. Good start on those. Also got some filter socks today, put on my intake pipes. And they look like this. You can see them. You can see, I'm gonna call her Gertrude, but she's not impressed with her own reflection. I'm sure she'll get over it, but she can see her reflection now because I got a background on there. And her home tank, she probably just spent her life with algae on the walls, and so she just doesn't know what a reflection is. But I'm not taking down the backdrop. She's just gonna have to adapt. Yeah, I have the 24-hour lighting stuff, but because I'm working, I put them back to noon because I need it bright to see what I'm doing. I'm half blind as it is, so it's a little brighter in here right now. That would actually right now the lights would be blue and the sun would be going down if I wasn't doing anything. Not on this bottom tank though. This bottom tank's still manual right now. I need one more 4-foot light, LED light that has a 20. This one has 24-hour timer. That one has 24-hour timer. This one has 24-hour timer. Old light, but I'll make it do for now. That'll be $70 when the time comes. See, she really stressing out now. It's too bad. She was having a good time before I put that background on. But after lights out, she wakes up. Hopefully, she's over it. I think this barrel's gonna be about finished soon. Let's go have a look. See. A little bit left, and we'll move on to the next one and start filling the first one. Same time, save a little time. I need to go get my prime now. Of the farm. $6 p.m. though, isn't that a little early? I like looking at my fish at 6 p.m. Normally, I set them to go off around 9:30, and then they come on at like 5:45 in the morning, something like that. But sometimes I'm up earlier, so I bump them on earlier, and then I just readjust the timer later at night. I don't kind of leave it there. I will fix the light to my needs. I won't work around the light timer. I just readjust the light timer to me if I need to. But I do have general times a day for it, so the fish have some balance, but sometimes I need to do shit when I need to do shit, so. It's funny too, because the little guy's like, what are you getting so mad about? You can just see him like, stop attacking yourself. He's trying to reassure her. Oops, where is it? Yeah. All day she's being super gentle. Now she's trying to fight off another female reflection in the wall. It's hilarious. At least she's not hurting the little guy with her frustration. gotta be done. Don't sound like it. Any second now. The large Oscar right now is about between 14 and 15 inches. Roughly, because we haven't, the only way you know is you put them right on the tank, the tape, but we've got it, that's roughly where he's at. And only Oscar says that he can still grow quite a bit. Some of them just have huge genes, and others don't. And then like this guy was not cared for properly. He was kept in this little 60-gallon tank here, and they never cleaned it. He spent his whole life in that. He's literally like about half the length of the damn tank, and then about this tall. Oh, there goes there it's drying out. Barrel number 2's on the way. It gets even worse though. So there's this tank, right? Okay, now I'm gonna go get what was in it. So there's a 14-inch pleco, a 14-inch Oscar, and a roughly 12 to 14-inch knife fish, plus this thing. Like, look at the size of it compared to the stand and the tank. How wide it is. So another 1/3 of the volume is basically taken away by this freaking thing. It was in there, and he grew up like that, and still managed to get this big. Or she, sorry, it's a girl. You see what I'm saying? They had that in there, and this log was in there too. No joke. And then these plants in there with that big Oscar, that huge pleco, and then there's a knife fish hiding in this boat. That boat was mine. I just figured it was good for the knife fish. And I'm trying to find these guys a home, and if I don't find it soon, I'm taking them into the fish shop because I don't want them at all. I hate plecos, and that knife fish is going to get like 2.5 feet long, and I don't want that. So they're out of here. They're out of here. I was only after the Oscar in the tank, and then they kind of threw in these two. Dump their extra fishies on me. So, had a couple messages today about the pleco. No one wants the knife fish, and but then they didn't get back to me. So, I think tomorrow these fish are off to Big Al's. They'll be able to find someone with a big tank that wants large plecos with ease. So, and I'll just give it to them for free. They can make themselves $100 or whatever. Have a nice day. Well, get these tanks freshened up.
looking good.
Need to be done anyway. It's been 3 days since I put the canister filter that came with this, the Oscar's canister filter on the 75 gallon. And I washed all the biomedia, but it was so dirty in there that it actually added a smell to my water. So this should fix it once this is going to be more than 50% because I dropped this down too. And if I notice an odor in the morning, I'll do it again, and that should wipe it out. Everything should balance out. It takes about 3 days for bacteria to either die off or, well, you know, find its balance after something fucks up. In this case, there was way more added than the tank needed, and so that's why I have to do this water change. Nitrates were not high, and ammonia is fine, but swampy smell. Don't want that shit. Don't want that to propagate. Gotta go. This tank, the new one, it smells so much like a swamp that every time I got within 3 feet of it, I wanted to puke, and I couldn't breathe. Like absolute neglect. I don't know how people could just do that. Like, if you're going to give up and stop doing your maintenance, just, you know, don't wait 3 years to get the fish away after. Just call it a day. Fucking give your shit away. Well, what do you do? Oh, they'll take them. I've called them, and they actually sound as eager to take them. They probably sell those knife fishes for, it's 14-inch knife fish. Like, that's like giving them a free couple $100 probably. All those people, he was talking like he still had a tank, believe it or not. But they were moving. And or they told me they were moving, and they couldn't take this fish and tank with them. But I'm starting to think that they just lied the whole way. They told me the Oscar was only a year old, and if that's true, I'm absolutely shocked. Like, small tank, not cleaned, only a year old, and almost record size. Like, it's got to be 2-3 years old. But maybe they told the truth, and if it's a year old, it's definitely going to grow more. Definitely. It's only a year old. It's going to be a 16-inch fish, at least, if not more. And that's unheard of, really. Like, they seem to peak out when I look around for the biggest ones. They seem to peak out at 15, and then they just get wide. And this one's already really wide. It's like a good 5 inches wide. I've never seen in my life, and I'm 50 years old, an Oscar this big, ever. Not with my own 2 eyes up close. Pictures maybe, but not in real life. So I'm happy to have it. And I didn't have to go through all that time growing it, but imagine if it was raised properly and had clean water. The thing would be a freaking monster. And now that I'm giving it clean water all the time, it might just catch up to its supposed potential. Because these aren't like discus. They don't stunt and stay stunted. They'll, given the opportunity, they'll just grow. No matter what. We have about 20% left on this barrel. Oh, I should be filling the other barrel right now. I'm gonna start doing that. Centrifuge. I really gotta buy another one of these, this one's fucking screwing up. It's not a good thing. There we go. When in doubt, you just smash shit and it starts working again. Room temperature down here is like 76 degrees. Pretty warm. For basement. I don't even want the water to get. It's gotta be pretty cold. So 7.7 is climbing, like I don't even want it to, I think it's not the water yet, but wait a little bit.
Keep right off.
Apparently. Almost 10 degrees colder than my discus. But Oscar's like need to use it like 85, 87, 76, 77. Yeah, you definitely need a big tank. Like 75 is everyone will yell at you for it unless you do something crazy like I do. Yeah. I want to see them in big tanks. I don't blame them though, because what happens is a lot of people do what the people that I just dealt with did. And they think their 60-gallon tank is big, but it's not. Even the 75, it's like, 2 of them will be okay in there, but it's not a lot of room. And the only reason they're going to be okay in mine is because I've got them all linked together and with the barrels, so it's actually like a they're living in a 75 and they're breathing air like they're in a 260. So it's the air quality, the water quality that's really the issue. And I'm kind of solving it in a backwards way. Because I can't afford big tanks, you know? But I am going to find a 6 or an 8 footer eventually within the next year. And then we're going to switch out this bottom one so I can fit an 8 footer down there if I need to. And then I'll be fine. And even as it stands, if I stick with 4, these tanks will handle them. Because they ain't getting much bigger than she is. And 2 of her could fit in that tank and get along just fine.
temperature check. 80 degrees and it's freaking going cold.
Wow. That's how warm it is. My tap water in the ground, coming out of the ground at 80 degrees. Not sure I've ever noticed that before. And I want my tanks. These tanks have been sitting at 80 degrees all day. I was hoping to knock them down. Forget it.
I'm just gonna run pure cold.
I can't believe that. 80 fucking degree tap water. On prime shit. Oh, I hate spilling prime. Blasphemy. Like spilling liquid gold. Hello, Craig. Hi, Craig. Just doing our maintenance. Guess I should probably turn this light on. We're not really seeing me very well. I don't know if it messes up the tanks or not, though, but it's so strange that this camera is not picking. Yeah. Oh well. Just have to do. Yeah. You gotta hurry up and move, TK. How long do you got? How long do you gotta wait for moving? Half full in barrel one, 79.3 degrees. Just hoping to get down to 77, not gonna happen. Should cool them down a little bit though. I need to go get a drink. I'm gonna be a couple minutes and I'll be right back.
upstairs, hopefully not overflowing yet.
What are we doing here?
Now we're good. Of course, it would have just overflowed the barrel, so I wrote down here for nothing.
What's going on in the chat? Yeah, 120 is good size. It's not too much water, like when it comes to water change, but you can still do like a lot of shit with a 120. You can stock it with lots of big fish or lots of discus or whatever you want, and your water changes will still only, 20 to 40 minutes. Once you get into like 200 plus, you're going to be spending time on the grain, and it's like 3 times as much. Simply because you got to wait for all the water. .4 out of the tap. Incredibly warm groundwater. Fuck, I gotta watch that. I'm gonna fucking break that one day in a bad way if I keep hitting my head on that. Three, right. Oh, God. Ah, I did it again. Keep banging my head on the outflow pipe. I'm gonna freaking break it. That would be a disaster. I don't learn my lesson either. It just keeps happening.
Thank God it holds as well as it does.
Yeah, discus or rainbows. They're both expensive. They're both expensive. They're both fussy. They both die easy. And all my rainbow fish died, and I just said, forget it. I'm not doing it again. Very fickle fish. It was easier to keep my discus, to be honest. But I could have just had a bad batch. I don't know.
Show you where my biomedia is at. Like, don't really get to see this barrel empty too much. I got a bunch of seeded gravels in the bottom, and some other crap I just don't like down there, acting as biomedia. Old plants I don't like, or big plants, and then I'll just be putting in about 100. That's 30 pot scrubbies. I'll be putting at least 100 in, and maybe some lava rock and things like that. And inside both of these barrels will be built up like this. You can see now, barrel 1's overflowing into this barrel, which is barrel 2. That pipe would carry the new water down below the floating media, and then the water will come up through the media and then exit through this pipe into the tank. So it's a work in progress. I don't nearly have what I want in there yet, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and I got to take my time. I'll get there. This tank's just waiting for a new assignment. And this one will be too. You'll see it just turned blue on me. The knife fish is going to come out now. I'll try and get the camera on him so you can see the weirdo before I get rid of him.
Can't build what? You can build things? Build what things? Shit, I'll be right back. Oh yeah, root beer. Used to always drink Coke, and then I think they changed the formula during COVID, because it's tasted like shit since then, and I can't stand it anymore. I drank the shit all my life, and then now I can't stand it, and I drink root beer. Can't build things. So water pipe systems, it was really easy. You just use gravity. Everything goes downhill. That's all I did. Just position everything so the water's always rolling downhill, and gravity does the work for you. And they're made of plastic. They're really easy to cut. And instead of using the actual PVC glue, I just silicone mine together, so if I ever move, I can cut them apart and put them together somewhere else. You get them all glued together like they would be permanently in a house with that PVC glue. You might as well just, you have to cut them off your tank, and then you need all new pipes when you move. So, I did not do that. I siliconed them so I could rip them apart. Only problem is, if I keep whacking it with my head, the silicone's gonna, but so far so good. We're only 20% full right now. Water temperature is 77.9 out of the tap currently. And that's pure cold.
Which is good, because it'll drop my current tank temperature by 2 degrees, which gets them out of breeding. She's probably being aggressive to her own reflection because it's 80 degrees and it's breeding temperature. She wants to spawn. She's trying to impress this young male. But he's too young to have a crew yet, so he thinks he's with his mom. Now, let's bring the camera down on them now. They're more interesting. There we go. Oh, looks pretty good. You see? Ever since I put that background up, she's been doing that. And the background looks a lot better than my basement wall. So you can't beat the price, $7. I might just buy 2 more for the other 2 tanks. Just do them all the same. Cheaper than painting them. So what'll happen next is the blue barrel's gonna fill, and then this will start overflowing in here. And I let this tank fill right up to the top, and then I cut the water, engage the sump. The sump will bring it down a couple inches. Done. And then if the power cuts out, it won't flood. This tank will always be a little low because of that. And yeah, glad I got the pellet back up, this pellet thing filter upstairs back up to speed, but I definitely need a second filter up there. Of course, once I get this pleco and this swordfish out of here, I'd probably steal that filter. But I think I'm just going to buy an internal and solve it that way. This tank doesn't even really have, yeah, this tank has redundancy because it's got 2 filter systems, so I just need 1 more upstairs. And then each tank has 2 filters and the sump between them. So that's 3 units, maintaining flow. One might fail, but 3 won't. 2 might fail, but 3 probably won't. So that's the way to do it. If you get a failure and you're working all day or you're gone, and it happens soon enough, you walk out the door and you're going to be out for 10 hours. That's enough time to do some serious damage. So 1 filter, never, ever, ever enough. Never. Playing with fire to do that. Doesn't matter how big it is. They always fail. They always fail. Some way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter how good they are. some mishap always takes one down. So check the temperature. Although it's been pretty stable straight out of the tap, cold. Yeah, 77.5 degrees. It's probably actually 76.5 because that thermometer tends to report 1 degree higher. Which means I'll be right where I want to be probably when this is done. Tank temperature wise, and then she should calm down with this aggression towards her reflection, I hope. I like how the little guy's all attentively, participating and watching her. Hello, Mr. Greg. Barrel's gotta be getting up. Gotta be getting up there. Oh, about halfway. That's a wide barrel. They tend to be 55, but I think this one's bigger. Because this one is skinnier, and it's meant to be 55 right where the top of this one is. And that one's wider by far. You could fit this barrel in that barrel. So it's got to be, I don't know, maybe it's an 80-gallon barrel. At least it's 60. At least. And I fill it right to the top, too. I don't care. It's all the water. That's all I need. That's all that counts.
plug the heaters back in, even though I didn't even need to unplug them today.
And the overflow's about to kick in.
There goes the overflow. In case you can't see it. Now we just gotta wait for the tank to fill. And that's pretty much done. It'll only take about half an hour to circulate all this water and mix. For the water to completely pass through the system and mix. It'll do it twice in an hour. Be good and mixed. Temperatures will be where they need to be, hopefully. Right now we're at 80 degrees in the glass tank. And the barrels are running 77 on the nose. So. It'll take a bit for the temperature to change. There's more tank volume than barrel volume, but not by much. Well, maybe 30 gallons tops. Probably closer to 20. Well, that made for a long day of fish keeping once again, between Amazon orders and fighting heat wave conditions, overheating my discus tank. To getting this water cleaned up because A, it needs to cool down, and B, if I waited too long, I could have swamp conditions, and I don't want that. Smelly swamps. I'm not a green water goblin. I'm a clean water goblin. I'll start running a poll. It's going to be green water or clean water. Right side on the big girl there, it's only got a couple of scales left that are damaged. Her left side looks almost completely healed. Still a couple spots on this side, but nothing major. Another day or two, we might actually see her showing like her real colors. I've seen her get quite dark and quite light. She lightens up when she's dealing with the other Oscar, and she darkens up when she's dealing with something else. Like her reflection. Let's see what happens here. She might darken up. Yeah, front of her's darkening up. But her tail is lightening up. And she's flaring. She's a boss. She's only been eating brine shrimp. She seems to like shrimp. So I guess I'll buy some frozen shrimps. Maybe at the... I wonder if I should get them at the grocery store. Probably have preservatives and shit. We're almost done. I just gotta re-engage the UV, re-engage the sump. As soon as that fill line hits that black. That should do her. That should do her. Off goes the top. I'll quieter when that hissing top turns off, though. And close that meter over here. So. That wasn't the UV, was it? Yeah, that was. Alright, because that fill line should be coming down. We went too far. It's kind of strange. Why was it so low before and I did turn it off? Oh well, seems to be working. Kind of nice that it's higher. I just don't understand why it didn't work out this way before. It's probably going to drop once the system starts running. So I put water through the pipe, that's going to take up volume. It's probably got to fill up the brown one a little bit. I don't see why though. Overflow is now active down the white pipe. I don't want him to be bumping into that. I do need it to be a little lower. But it should get a little lower. It really should. I just don't think it's caught up yet because the overflow pipe's still coming out slow. We don't want you in the water because it plays with shit. Still not full flow. Flow is beginning to pick up now, and we did gain some space on that pipe. It's not touching the water anymore. That's what I need. I think we're good. Starting to settle down to where it needs to be. And everything went as expected. Good. Very happy. Barrels are 76.6. Tanks are still 80.1. Hey Jim. Good to see you. I just cleaned up the Oscar tanks. Mainly because the biomedia that I added that came with his old tank smelled a little swampy and it was starting to make my water just have a hint of that. It probably helped her feel at home, but I don't like the smell, so I cleaned it up. And secondly, my whole house is just a sauna right now, so had to cool all my tanks down today because they were overheating from the heat wave we're having. So, yep, it ended up being a working day for maintenance. Spent the whole afternoon right up until now. Most of it on the discus. The discus tank was fast approaching 90 degrees, and it wouldn't cool down. And I was water changing it out slowly so I wouldn't shock them, but I had to cool it down. Yeah, it was a war. It was a little war for about 3 hours. And they're good now. They're down to 84 degrees and happy. But if I wasn't home, they would have exceeded 90 degrees and I would have lost fish. I have no kind of cooling system because it's always cold here. The only thing I worry about is warming shit. But a few days a year we have these heat waves, and I gotta fight them. It's not worth spending money on equipment for it because it doesn't happen often enough. Tomorrow should be a little nicer. I probably won't have to do anything. And the next day it's going to cool right down again to normal, so I shouldn't have to do a water change for about 5 days now, 6 days tops, because the discus tank's been really holding in. It was really, really well seated. It's a year old now, so it can handle some shit. Yeah, we just finished with these tanks. I put backgrounds in them. They were just open glass up till today. So we got some black rock looking backgrounds. They're only like $7 Canadian on Amazon, so why not? My upstairs tank has that kind of look to it, and I like it. So it's better than spending 20 or 30, and they look okay. Could be a little lighter. They're a bit dark, but that's fine. They'll probably lighten up with time after they get exposed to the tank lights. They'll probably demo or lighten up a little. They're made of material instead of plastic, which I found was weird, but it stretches and you can pull them tight, and it looks pretty good. And they come with little two-sided tapes you stick on the corners, and then you just stretch them into place. It's a little reluctant because, I always use plastic ones, but $7 made me try them, and I'm glad I did. Some kind of canvas, stretchy canvas. That also made it easier to cut around my pipe on the top tank. And I put them up there. So I'll do it this way because this camera's better. That's the background. I don't know if it's going to show up well. Looks like rocks. Really not that bad. They almost look 3D. Almost.
Here's my new little Oscars. And I found out I can keep 2 in one of these. I needed 2 more for up here. You know, we just gotta wait for the water change mark to go away, and when I come down here in the morning, it's gonna be clean as glass. Silver dollars are always fun when they're in the corner because they reflect and it looks like you got the huge school, but there's only 4 of them. But yeah. She could eat this little guy for lunch, and she's been so gentle with him. I guess I should back the camera out. She does little dances with him. She rubs her tail on him. She's absolutely thrilled to be with an Oscar again. And he's all confident because I don't know if he sees her as his mom or what, but he's more confident than he's ever been, the little guy. He's got this big protector by him. Let me get those bug bites out of the way. Oh. It's funny, the temperatures have not even like gotten around the tank yet. That's what I'm waiting to see. I want to see how long it's going to take for the barrel temperatures to go up a little and the tank temperatures to go down, but they haven't moved. Both the barrels are still cold as the tap is, and the tank is, barrels are 76 and the tank's still 80.1. Nothing has moved. It's going to take about 20 minutes. And then I'll start seeing it. But yeah, I'm pleased with those backgrounds. I'm going to order one for the 65 and one for the 60 gallon. Get those done up too. I was going to paint the 65, but this is far easier, even cheaper than buying the roller. Yeah, I got the Sun with the tank, the Oscar. Did I show you, Jim, what the Oscar came in? I'll show you the tank I got. So the big Oscar was living in this 60-gallon tank, tall tank. Okay, here we go. So, you know, that big Oscar in this tank was probably about this frickin' long, you know what I mean? Maybe longer, somewhere around there, half the tank. But watch what they had inside it. Let me go get it. I'm going to show you. They had so much decor in it that like more than a third of the volume was gone on decor. And then there was that fish, a 14-inch pleco, and a 14-inch knife fish in this little tank. And then they never cleaned it for like 2 years.
I'll put it here just so you could gauge the size of this frickin' monstrosity. Okay, they had this inside the tank. So you can see it up against the stand. Yeah, I know, eh? And it still grew. It still grew. Like, what the hell? That Sun was 1/3 like muck on the bottom. It hadn't been cleaned, and it had to take 2 years to get that dirty. And this was in there. Look how thick it is inside the tank. Like, there's my hand. Okay, so this is as tall. Let me hold it up to the glass so you can just get the idea of how much space that was eating, taking away from those 3 large fish in that little tank to begin with. Like, and then there's more. This was in front of it. Can you believe it? So that thing, then this thing, and then of course they had these plants in there too. I had those plants in there too. So by the time you look at all the decor, there was no room left for the 3 huge monster fish that were in there. I mean, can we even see the pleco? Look at the size of the son of a bitch. He's got to be 13 inches all day. And then in here, there's a knife fish that's absolutely massive. Look at that. I'm giving those away. I don't want anything to do with them. They're going to go to the fish shop if I can't find a home for them first. And the fish shop already agreed to take them. Oh, I know. I'm not keeping them there. Even all of these fish are too big to be in that little tank, and all 3 of them live their whole lives in there. And he told me that this fish is a year old. I don't believe him, because when I look up these 2 fish, their sizes say they're about 2 years old. So if he bought them all at the same time, which is what I think he did, because he's just one of those people who said, "Oh, pretty fish, oh, pretty fish," and my tank's huge, and you know, the same old story. But yeah, and it still grew. Could you imagine if this thing was in clean water the whole time? How big it, like, Oscars are indestructible. That tank made me want to puke. Yeah, people do think of 55 gallons big, and it's really not. Not at all. Even a 75 is too small for it, but I've got her rigged up that it's okay. So it's not just a 75. They're floating in a 75, but they breathe like they're in the 260. Yeah, like, exactly. Like, you put this in your 240 and it would just blend in with your other Oscars, right? But in this tank, it makes it look monstrous. But it is every bit of at least 14 inches, and it might be 15 inches, and that's getting into, like, I've been looking around, and you don't hear them getting bigger. They do, but you don't hear it all the time. Like, normally a 16, 17, 18 inch Oscar's not heard of very often. So says this. I mean, I've been searching for them and I can't find them. Let's put it that way. But yeah, you've got some nice Oscars, and then you've got a mean one, right? So you got that one that's got the attitude. I'm hoping I don't get one of those. .40 breeder. Jesus Christ! I got my laptop here, so a tablet, so I can read better. Let me put this down so we can watch the. Oh. There we go. I can read better with the tablet. Yeah. Some people shouldn't have fish. I agree, bare minimum, and I feel bad about it. But I linked them all together, and it's 260 gallons really when you do that. So it's not like he's breeding 75 gallons. Yeah, I'll make sure they're clean. I will find a bigger tank. It's just a matter of time. I mean, in a year, without paying a cent, I've got 4 4-foot tanks, 1 3-foot tank, and then a whole bunch of 30 and 20 gallons. And they just fell in my lap. So, yeah, I think 2 Oscars and a 75 is it. Like, I won't be buying any more. I just want these 4, and I'm done. So, if I get an 8-foot tank, I might buy 2 more. But that's it. I won't need anything more than that. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, right now I'm gonna have 2 Oscars per 75, and hopefully I can get a tank faster than they get too big. But judging on her size, I think 2 could live in a 75. She could, because she's used to being crammed into that thing. So 15 years roughly is what I read. 14 inch in 2 years, and that's where she's sitting. So she's got to be 2 years old. She's got to be, because when I aged the other 2 fish based on size, the knife fish and the pleco, they're 2 years old. Yeah, up to 15. Yeah. That seems to be where they stop, is around 15, and then you get the odd, slightly bigger one. How fat are your fish, Jim? Like girth? Like, she's got to be in the 4-inch range, or what? 1, 2, 3? No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about 3 inches wide, give or take. 13 inches, eh? So he's right up there with her. How thick is he? I'm saying she's probably a good 3 and a bit inches thick. Yeah, eh? Okay. So she's pretty standard then. Nothing special about her. Because she's probably 2 years old, and she's right there with, and she pulled it off though. That's the special part about her. She pulled it off in that little tank, you know, in under those conditions. The people obviously must have fed her well enough, but that's all they did well. And no disease, no bad fins. Literally, when I breathed the air from that tank, I was gagging and almost puking, and it made my throat sore for a couple hours. No hole in the head. No, she's as clean as you know, it's amazing, to be honest. The only damage she had was falling on the, I think they dropped her when they were trying to put her in the bucket, because she got her right side's all banged up hard. But that's almost healed now too. She healed like a champ. Yeah, I'm like really happy to have her. I shouldn't be complaining like about the people and their little tank. I shouldn't do that, I guess, because she's in fantastic shape, right? But it was appalling, and I'm glad she came through. I'll make sure she's a happy camper now. And she likes her new little buddy. She's thrilled with him. I put some videos up where you can see her being all affectionate with him. It's something else, to be honest. First Oscar she's seen since she came home from the pet shop, and she probably doesn't even remember the pet shop. Cleanest water she's breathed in probably 2+ years. I don't know how she's that solid. I don't understand it. Just good genes. I gotta breed this fish. She's a tank. But now that she's into clean water, she might take off and grow a little more. Should definitely get that other inch. Oh yeah, bud, no problem. I'll be all ears. You know. But you've got such a good handle on fish keeping. I really think instinctively you're gonna do just fine. You got a lot of good ideas, and you think outside the box, and you know how to sort through the bullshit. I think you're gonna do just fine. Yeah, I'm excited for you because they're a really fun fish. I mean, you're getting the discus right now, and I'm getting the Oscars right now. You know what I mean? We're doing it backwards, but I'm really excited with these Oscars, and I didn't think that they would. I honestly didn't think I would get this excited over them. I just thought they were. I always thought they were cool fish, but when I see the adult personality in them, I've never seen a full-grown Oscar, you know, and they don't behave like the babies at all, and I think it's super cool. I really do. Oh yeah, anytime. And I do show up, and a lot of times I'm just watching and reading because I don't want to like. I like letting other people speak, and that way I can read and learn from them, right? So sometimes I just sit back and watch. It's just how I am. And every now and then I'll show up and, hey guys, I'm still here. And I don't want to be that guy that's trying to be there every week, and other people need room, you know? So, but yeah, anytime you want me there, bud, just let me know. And I'm normally just asked, like, are you there? Because half the time I'm there and I'm just being quiet, FYI. And then the other half of the time I'm saying hi, so you know I'm there. And yeah, I'm always participating. Every time I see someone's live stream, I'm making sure I'm clocking them hours, even if it's just on my TV, so that it's burning someone some hours. I'm always doing that shit. And OBS, I might be able to actually help you get it working, because I looked up sent you a message on Instagram about that, but I looked up the stats for the PC requirements, and they're very low. Yeah, you did. Eh? Good. I'm doing better because I'm starting to do these. I'm trying to come up with a way to do lives. Like you got your format with interviewing people. I'm just trying to like, I do my maintenance, and I smoke a joint, and then I yap my head off because I get yappy when I smoke weed, and I just talk about what I just let my mind go. It's always going 100 miles a minute. So. Let my mind go and try and be interesting and see what happens. That's what I do. Yeah, half monetized. That must feel great. I'm nowhere near half. Like, I'm well 2/3 through the 3,000, but the 4,000 is where the meat and gravy is, right? So I'm only halfway to that, and but yeah, it would be nice. But at the same time, when I started the YouTube, I expected to make nothing because I tried this before. I was like coding AI robots and doing really cool things with them, and I had videos that were getting like 450,000 views, but I never made a fucking cent. They monetized me. It was this channel too. I just deleted all those videos and switched the name, and I didn't make a cent. I had in total probably 500,000 views, like over the whole channel, and I had videos that are getting like 50, 60,000 views each. I didn't make a fucking cent. So when I started doing this, I still really don't expect to make any money, but I hope to. You know, like I said the other day, it's like the lottery, and you got to play to win. So I'm playing. I'm gonna try. I think I'm an interesting enough person that it might work. I'm not trying to make my own chain, but I don't know. Fish keeping is very interesting too, and I'm an outside the box kind of guy. So I'm not going to be like a cookie cutter channel like everybody else. I'm just, here's my fish, this is me, and it either sucks or it doesn't. And it probably sucks, but I don't care. I'll do it anyway. Got me on subs. I don't know what subs means in you mean like subscription? I got you subscribed for sure. Well, I think you mean something else. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I lost all my robot subs, so none of those, like, there might be a couple, but they all quit when I switched themes. They all left fast, and then I had to rebuild up with aquarium subs. So, yeah, I guess I was doing good with the subs game. I don't know why. I never had many subs with the robot. Like, fish made me break 1,000. The robot stuff, I think I had like 600-700 subs, but I had views. I had insane views because I was doing really cool shit, but no one subbed me. But with this, I'm getting subbed, so. But I'm not getting the views. I'm not getting the hours. I'm trying to change that. Everything that Joey said the other night, I basically went nuts today and made sure that I was set up that way with the, you know, videos. My videos should all be linking. I got a couple of the old ones to still do, but no one watches them anyway. But my recent shit, the videos should all be linking into each other now and sort of telling a little story. So on one end, the next video suggestion is related to that saga or that problem, and so on. And then I was doing clips. I had to figure out how to do clips because I didn't really know how, but I learned that today. So I started doing clips, and more showing my face because that was the first thing he told me to do. Was I need to show my face because I wasn't doing it at all. And so yeah, I'm trying to focus on that one too. And since I started showing my face, my stats have gone up significantly. So he was right. He was totally right. Just pointing at your fish doesn't help you at all. At all. You gotta show yourself every now and then at least. I try not to do it all the time, but just a little peek at me. Hey, how you doing? And then I want the focus to be on the fish, not me. So, but apparently you gotta show yourself. Well, clearing up, there we go. My temperature's coming down now. Only 1 degree, but that's good. I need it to be 77 degrees. June said to put it to 70, take him down to 77 degrees because she's trying to breed with the little one because it was too warm. She was doing breeding dances. She's ready to go. If I had a big male right now, she's good to go. So I'm trying to get the temperature down. But my barrels are 76.5 and my tank's 79.2. And I think I'm just going to have to leave it, see what it looks like in the morning. It's taking too long. Figured the temperature would mix faster than this. But nope. Everything's clearing up nice, so it's gonna be clean in the morning, real clean. Your tanks are at 80, huh? For your Oscars? Well, that's where I'm sitting right now, 79.2. So they don't look like they're in distress or anything, but I was worried about this slowing down her instincts there. I figured June knows what she's doing, so. But I guess between 77 and 80 is where I want to be. So 79 won't hurt. Yeah, mine too. Like my bedroom AC's blown. I got nothing. Like it was too much work, and the things are all dead. And my son's got one, and it's his can still produce something cold, but it's pathetic. So we're losing all our ACs right now because of the sea wave, and I just gotta live through it and keep my fish alive. Yeah, I mean, well, down here where I am, that's why I'm sitting in the basement and hanging out on my tablet and shit instead of my nice computer, because it's a sauna upstairs. I would normally be in bed right now, but I just don't want to bother. It's too hot. If it wasn't for the mosquitoes, I'd go sleep on my step. You need to drink the root beer. Well, yeah, those little suns are something else because it still works fine. It still works fine. It's pumping out good flow. And I don't know if you probably already figured this out because you're an outside the box guy. But it has this spray bar. Let me see if it had this spray bar, right? And the holes are just really small, and it was reducing the flow really bad. Like, so I just pulled the whole thing off and just let the pipe run into the water, and the flow rate's way higher when you do that. So if you're using that spray bar, I would rip that spray bar right out and just let it's way better to just let it open pipe right into the tank. It makes good ripples, better ripples like this, and then the flow rate increases, so the suction increases, and it does a better job. Hello, June. Yeah. So you drilled yours out because you saw the same problem. Yeah, I just ripped the whole bar out. Try it. It will actually, like, no bar at all. Maybe your holes are huge and so it doesn't matter, but I think no bar at all is the way to go. Spray bar is garbage. But this is my first time playing with the Sunsun canister filter. I'm actually quite impressed with them. It's much better than the top fin I had before. Top fin's garbage. Oh, you see that? I put a background on the tank, June, and she can see her reflection because of the new background, and she's challenging herself in the mirror. And she's been doing it now for about 4 hours since I put it up. She gets quite violent about it and stirs up the sand sometimes. She's even smacked the glass. I have 5 Sunsun, sorry to hear that. Yes, yeah, she loves them. I put up some videos of her, like, literally, I think she's flirting with him, but it's almost like she's trying to be his mom at the same time. Good night, TK. Been doing those tail rubs with him too. She brushes him gently with her tail. And he's a lot more confident because he's got this big protector now. So you can see he's a lot more happy. They're good for each other. He's been alone for a little while too, right? So. Yeah, mine came with the tank, so, but I'm okay with it. I was not okay with it when the spray bar was in. I was like, this is insufficient. But once I yanked it out, I was like, oh, there you go, problem solved, and it's actually a good little unit now. Like, and significant flow increase, not just like 10% or something. It probably doubled it. Be right back. I'm back. Sitting in my old computer chair. It's now my fish room chair. And this tablet battery is awesome. It'll last forever. What the... Oh,
Oh yeah. I take the whole unit and try not to touch the sponge. I'll pop the suction cups and take the whole unit out as fast. Well, once you get to the top of the water, you gotta move fast. If you squeeze the sponge at all, then a cloud comes out. So I just touch the stem of the unit and I pull the whole thing. Yeah, you got monsters. I got little tiny things in my 20 gallons, so I'm not dealing with you guys. I got a different problem. You guys got the huge ones. Probably got like quarter pound of dirt in them too if they sit for a while. They do work though. It's basically the new Matten filter. It's not a new idea either. Matten filters are like 1960s shit. Hey, good night, guys. I'm going to bed soon too. About 10 minutes on this off the stream. Crash. I just want to stare at the clean tanks. Everything's nice and. I ran cold tap water, and I think by morning, once everything mixes, it might be 77 point something. But it's so warm here, nothing wants to cool down. Good night, Jim. You're upstairs. Oh, good. Here's my upstairs tank after it's been cleaned, or the top level tank. I'll turn off this overhead light. It's not helping anything. Got rid of all the algae. Put this wood here so that the sun doesn't hit it anymore. And cleaned up all the sand and the core. I still got to Windex the exterior glass, but I'll do that in the morning. And by morning, it's just going to look like they're floating in the air. And of course, these guys have the same treatment. I didn't do anything to their glass, but the water is all the same. And it'll be looking good too. I can't stop watching her. She's insane. But yeah, she doesn't like her new background. Her rocky background on there, and she's just been attacking her reflection ever since. Maybe she's attacking the rocks, I don't know. I like the way this tank looks. I won't put any hardscape downstairs because she's too big for that shit.
But these guys aren't. Silver dollars really complement them well too. When the tank's clean, you get in the corner, it looks like you got 8 of them instead of 4 of them. Good night, JT. I'm out soon too. After the smoke, I'm gone. Normally I'm in bed by now. It was good to see you. We'll catch you tomorrow. Tired. It's been a long day. That's hilarious. But it was for Blanky. Oh, okay. Just sleeves. Then he understood. Well, that's good. He loves his mom. What the hell is that? What fucking walk on window? Better not be. See, we don't have no castle doctrine in Canada. But Sean has one. You come mess with my house and you're gonna have a problem. Cat boots. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't dealt with those big ones, so I probably don't understand what you're dealing with. Sponge filters are great until that happens. But I mean, even the hanging backs will kick if they clog up on you and you gotta take them apart. Then they tend to kick out some dirt too. I had that today, but normally they don't. If they're running right, they don't. Not these Pelicans. Greg, no, I'm busy. I'm not talking to you. No, I said no. Go. Cat's bossy. Well, as long as you get most of it out, you know, a little bit in the tank doesn't always hurt. That's why you do it before the water comes out. I do that shit when I'm doing a water change, so if it does get messy, I can pull the water out. If I need to feed a lot of beef heart to my discus, I'll do it right before water change. Fill them up on it and then change the water. That shit'll fuck you over too. Use too much of it, it's not good. Foul you up quick. Yeah, redundancy. I don't put canisters on my discus tanks because you can't. Canisters are meant to run for a long time and not be cleaned, and you can't have that situation with discus. It doesn't work out. Everybody I see that runs canisters in their discus tank, they end up with 4-inch discus because it stunts them. It's like planted tanks. You can't vacuum properly around the roots, so the dirt stays there and it stunts them. And if you don't clean the canister out every week, the dirt stays there and it stunts them. So you can't. That's my opinion, though. I think you can't use canisters with discus, even the good ones. Not a good idea, because if you open them up every week and you clean them, then you'll blow the seals real fast and you'll get a flood. They're meant to be opened once or twice a year max, and that's why they're no good for discus. Everything else they're great though. Like I got one on this tank because it's Oscars. And I'll open it up in 6 months. Oh, plecos, yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people love plecos. I personally don't like them because they poo so much. That's my hatred of plecos. They're filthy little creatures. And they wreck all the wood. I don't like that either. So this big guy, he's going bye-bye. I don't want him at all. I already made arrangements with the fish shop to take both the knifefish and the pleco away from me. Because I found out that knifefish is going to get like 2.25 feet long. So no, I don't want them. It's too big for me. They almost sounded excited to get them for free, so I guess they know they can sell it to somebody. Yeah, the ghost knife and the pleco. I'm taking them both into the fish store. I had a couple people online asking. I posted like free to a good home if you got big tanks, and 2 people have asked for the pleco. No one's asked for the knife fish. But if they don't show me their tank, yeah, it's a ghost knife, a black one. I think they're from the Amazon. I think they also call them Amazon spirits or something like that. He's a cool fish. If he was full grown and just stayed 1 foot, I might keep him, but not 2+ feet. Forget it. That's too much. And I still don't have a big enough tank for him anyway, so I'm just gonna send him. And it come to Cali. Yeah, that's a long ride. It's like I'm almost on the East Coast. Yeah, Ottawa, Ontario, near the St. Lawrence. So if you look at the map, you'll see the St. Lawrence Seaway going in, and we're well up it inland. Not too far from the New York State border. I think maybe Rochester's under me. Yeah, I don't think it would survive shipping. And I don't know about shipping fish over borders. I mean, I know bringing them in's a pain in the ass, but maybe getting them out's easier. We gotta jump through hoops. There's regulations on every goddamn thing we do. It's stupid. Can't even buy fish meds anymore. I gotta find a way to smuggle fish meds in my country. Like, it's stupid. I'm not really smuggling them. I'm ordering them on Amazon, and they either get through or they don't. If they don't, customs just keeps them, and I'll lose my money. I've been to the ocean on the East Coast once. Shortly after I got divorced, and saw online once, I was playing Yahoo Pool, and I don't know, started talking to this girl, and somehow she ended up driving to my city and telling me she was here, and we drove east till we hit the freaking ocean. We ended up in Maine. I don't know why. It was just a weird time, but yeah, that's the one time I went to the ocean. Never been back since. Went and saw a lighthouse. Yeah, depends how legal. Yeah. Well, I know guys that live down in like Hamilton and Toronto that I've spoken to online. They just drive across the border, go get their shit, and drive it right back in. They even declare it while they're crossing, and the border guards don't seem to care, and they get all the fish meds they want. But I don't have that option. I didn't see the warning sign. What was the warning sign? The lighthouse? Or the fact that she showed up like in a weird way? I definitely was like, red flags, this is weird, but and that, like, I don't know, I was just, she was absolutely stunning. It didn't make sense. She drove 5.5 hours to get here, and yeah, I was taken. Yeah, it was like that. Just boom, I'm here. She said, I'm in Ottawa and I'm on the corner of this street. And then she described the stores that were there, and I know the city like the back of my hand, so I was like, okay, yeah, you're here all right. And she kept driving up all summer like that. I don't drive because I'm visually impaired, so it was a little unfair that way, but I didn't even initiate the crap, so what do you do? And then winter came, and that was that. It was just a sort of a summer thing. But yeah, weirdest thing ever. Nice person. Nothing was wrong with her, but it was, I couldn't figure out why. It was sort of weird. But then she was in the same boat I was, and she had separated from her husband who had cheated on her, and my ex had cheated on me. So we were in the same boat that way. And her husband was all rich and shit, and you know, like, I don't know, one of those TV housewife shows where rich and spoiled pretty girl. Well, she was still driving his leased car throughout the divorce, and she was able to keep it until the lease ended. So her game was to drive that car as much as she could and rack up the frickin' miles, and she came to me and let's drive to the, you know what I mean? We by the time the summer was done, we'd driven that car so much, like, that it was destroyed. There was so many miles on it, it was fucking destroyed, and then she gave it back, and I think that's what it was all about. Are you going to put all the Oscars together eventually? I don't know. I want to get an 8-foot. I'll probably end up with a 6. Which means I could probably only get 4 and a 6. And I have 4, so I could put them all together. No, I didn't marry her. She didn't have a car after the lease ended, and that was it. We were done by that winter. It was just sort of a weird summer thing. Haven't seen her again. Haven't heard from her again. Nothing either. Don't keep in touch. I was careful though. I made sure I wouldn't have to walk her, because when pretty girls travel 700 miles to meet a boy, you take precautions. Four and a 100-gallon, eh? Yeah, I could see it working, but it's only 25 gallons bigger than this. But two, there's enough space there for 2. If you're a clean fish keeper. I think a 75 is a great size for a breeder tank for these guys. It looks like a great size. You still have the 100 too, right? Yeah. I'll get some. I haven't even tried to look at tanks bigger than 4 foot, because I don't have a lot of space in my house, but now I need one, so I'll find one. Like I said, the good news about my city is everybody keeps giving up on their tanks, and no one wants to buy them. So you end up with a guy who's got a 6-foot tank and his wife yelling at him to get it the fuck out of the house. And I wait for those guys, because I'm not rich. If I was rich, I'd just run out and buy one. But I think I'd probably get a 6-foot tank for about $700-800. It's not that bad. But I got better things to spend money on, or more important things, not better things. There's not much better than fish keeping, but responsibilities are more important. Yeah, but 2 more fish, I know. You know what? All day I have to talk myself out of going and getting that black Oscar. All day. It's like a sickness. A sickness. But I can't do it, because he's going to get fucking big like that. And I can only accommodate 4 properly right now. But it's definitely in the back of my head. Yeah, and everyone wants the high prices. Like, people here, they ask $200 for a 90-gallon, and I laugh at them. And then I call them back in 3 or 4 months and ask them if it's in their way. You was hoping I grabbed the black one, eh? Oh, now you're encouraging me. Oh, I'll take the bus. Yesterday, I took the train to go and get these lemons, like, and I made them give me a cooler to bring them home because it was a heat wave. And yeah. Yeah, I know. See, now tomorrow you're gonna look at my channel. There's gonna be this gorgeous little black Oscar in my top tank. I mean, I do have an empty 65, but that's for discus. I need the 60 and the 65 for discus babies. I've got eggs that are like gonna hatch probably in the next 36 hours up there. So I've got to like buy brine shrimp hatcheries in the next 2 weeks. But that Oscar was so cute, and he's black, and he's got like really bold fins, and he's just black, 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 and then in the middle he's got a little bit of red. It's more red than her red. Like her red's orange, and his is like still kind of orange, but like her brightest red maybe in their tail, his red's like that. But it's mostly hidden by the black. You almost can't see it. I think when he gets bigger, you'll see it though. It's right in the middle of his body. Oh, I know. Yeah, I can't wait. What? A 6 foot? Free shipping? I can afford that, but how would they ship that for free? It would cost more than $200 to ship a tank like that. Throw me up a link. I want to look. What will they ship to Canada? That's probably where it is. Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about the fish. $200 for a baby? I can pick this one up for 29 bucks. $29. And his fins are like a little bit more exaggerated. I wouldn't call them long, but definitely fatter than the lemons. So if I went and got them and put them with the 2 lemons, would the internet think I was evil? I shouldn't do it. It's too many. Yeah, no, I gotta talk myself out of it. See, it's a sickness. I do it with the discus too, and I got like nearly 20 of the cocksuckers. I can't do that with Oscars. It's no. Discus don't, 9-inch and you're done. And they're relatively small compared to these things. Yeah, do as you please, eh? You're the devil. I'm joking, but, I say it in jest. It might happen. It might just happen now. He's gorgeous. I'll be still. He'll probably. I don't know though. Maybe he'll still be there. I'm shocked I didn't buy him yesterday. And once I got home, I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I should have left that gold one behind and took. He's smaller though. I think that's why I left him behind, because he's a little smaller than these guys. Not by much, but he was smaller. And I figured the big ones were the way to go. Oh yeah, black, 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 black. Actually, I put up. You can see them. I put up a video of my trip to my trip to the store. If you want to go see them, uh, it's on my channel. I forget what I called it, but it's like something like trip to the store, and you'll see blue background tanks. Posted it today, and you'll see the little black guy right there. I forgot about that. Yeah, well, he was already in the tank with the lemons, and they were all getting along. It would be better to breed him with her down the road. But I don't even know the little one. I can't tell because his fins are different. I didn't even know what to think. I couldn't see the crew cut or the female he looked because his fins are different. But yeah, he's in that video. Go check him out. I'm gonna go upstairs and look at that real quick. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do it here. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna put videos. Yeah, there you go, little mouse. Okay, I'm gonna go get him then. Because I think he's, I don't know why. Probably gonna have too many Oscars. But, you know what, if I don't find a 6-foot tank, then I'll just get another 4-foot tank, and I can put 2 4-foots here and link it in. And then there'll be 3 4-foots and 2 barrels, and I would be able to house them all regardless. And I almost like that idea because you can separate them, you know? Instead of one big tank, then you can't separate people. But, yeah. One way or the other, I'll accommodate them when they're big. And then I have to stop for sure. Oh my god. What am I even doing? She's really pale right now. She must be reacting to the new water. I double dosed the prime, so everything's good there. Fuck, that water's clear. I gotta buy a new light for this tank too. Cause that light's too bright and it's kinda ugly. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was trying to make clips, you know? Because Joey was saying that the other night. He's like, you gotta go in there and find the things to make. So yeah, I was just trying to do that stuff. See if it works or not. Yeah, I'm happy I bought those tank backgrounds. $7, best $7 I ever spent. And they actually look good. They're a little dark, but I think they're gonna fade. And then they'll look perfect. Lights tend to fade them after time. Yeah, I've got, I don't know what this one is. I think it's the Heigl on the new tank. It came with a real, it's probably the nicest light I got. And then the other ones I got are cheap little $70 4-foot lights. This is the best light I got. And it's on this tank. And then all my other 4-foot lights are this company here. And the defect rate's really high on this. I bought 2 and I complained about 2 because there was something wrong with each one of them, and then they sent me 2 more, so I ended up with 4 for the price of 2, so it's not too bad. But 2 of them are slightly defective. They all work though. I just had glitches in the 24-hour setting. I need one more. And I'll get it. I'm just not in a rush. Yeah, I can't believe how much power some of these lights do have in them. I had to turn that one all the way down to like 29% because it was too much. But I guess if you wanted your light far away from your tank, like on the ceiling or something, it might be a good thing. I believe how clear that's starting to look. Woo! That's why I love maintenance, right there. Once the dust settles and the filters clean it all up. I haven't even Windex the glass yet, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Now we'll put the little black guy in there. And this tank's done.
Yeah, wow. 6 lights. Yeah, what, 3,300 gallons total? And your tanks are all probably what, 200 gallon tanks? 260 gallon tanks? $2,300 divided by 260. So you got somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 13 tanks. Probably more because they're not all going to be 260s. You might even have like 25, 30 tanks. Yeah. Right now I'm up because it's too hot upstairs and I just don't want to leave my basement. But soon I gotta go lay down. 13. Hey, that was a good first guess. 13 tanks. So most of your tanks are pretty large.
That must represent like a huge investment. You probably bought them all new too. Yeah, wow. 460 gallons. Oh my God. That's got to be a treat. I'll probably never have a tank that big in my life. But I could win the lottery, who knows? The things you can do with 500 gallons. That's insane. And then it's probably got a sump. Oh. Like a 120 gallon sump or something on that puppy. It could run forever. Yeah, I like sumps. I really do. I'm a big fan. And it's just, they're good. They work. It's kind of what my barrels are, an extension of the sump idea. Super sumps. Well, you could just divide them up to do different jobs. Some people like use a chamber here and a chamber there just to grow plants in. So they'll put a light inside, and they'll grow plants just in that chamber. I think they call it a refugium when they do that. The plant section is a refugium, and it helps consume garbage. You put like floating plants in there, not rooted plants. The stuff that grows real fast. It just chews up all the crap in your water. It probably was. Or they built the sump inside the stand. They could have done that too. One piece at a time and then glued them in place. Yeah, like my 90 gallons, somebody made some kind of ratchet plexiglass sump, but it works and it holds water, so I use it. And, I don't even know how big it is. I just guess it's around 30 gallons. Mud barrels, I made my own bulkheads and just by picking up parts at at the Home Depot, but my tanks didn't have bulkheads. I actually had to like silicone my shit in. Same with my 90 gallon. They were drilled so long ago that the holes are stupid big, and you can't buy bulkheads for the size tubes that my holes were. So I just found pipe that would barely fit and silicone. And I had to find different pipes for each hole too. Like the hole on this 75 gallon is freaking huge. I'd actually find a gas pipe to fit in that one. Pressurized gas pipe to be thick enough to fit in that hole so I could use silicone. Oh. Wow. Probably because it's so long, eh? Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. Yeah, I can't tell you why. I actually like before I put mine on, and what I used, I don't think it wasn't sold as a bulkhead, but I siliconed everything, every joint, every crack before I screwed them all together so that even the threads were filled with silicone. Try gumming them up with silicone and then screw them on. They'll work after that. Just everywhere there's a contact point, like from the plastic to the rubber, and then from the rubber back to the plastic, and all the rings and all the threads, just goop it up and then screw it together, and then wipe off the excess silicone, and all the cracks will be filled. And she won't, those will be useful again. You'll never get them off, but they won't leak. Well, you could get them off, you just got to cut them. That's what I did on my barrels. It worked. Yeah. Well, and the defect rate these days for products is, no matter what the product is, there's a lot of defective shit being sold as, legit product, so. You're gonna get a dud every now and then. Now, I brought a box of cereal home from the supermarket a little while ago. Fucking Cheerios. I don't know why I'm swearing. I'm just getting tired. But put it up on top my shelf where I put my cereal. And then a couple days later, I started seeing moths in my kitchen. Trying to figure out where they're coming from. I opened the box, and it was like a biblical plague of moths fly out the box. Now, I've been killing moths in my kitchen for days and days, and it doesn't seem to end. And my 90 gallons in there, so I don't want to whip out any pesticides. But it's getting to that point. Like, I've literally got to paint my kitchen ceiling because I've killed so many moths, and their dust from their wings is on my kitchen ceiling. It's driving me nuts. All because I bought a box of cereal. Guess who's never eaten cereal again? Disgusting. Oh no, they propagated in that box. Like, I brought them home from the supermarket like that. And it's just, wow, me? What? What about me? It was Honey Nut too. Yeah, no, they definitely, they didn't come from my house. They came into my house. There's no bugs in my house until that happened for like 10 years. Now I got moths. I guess there could be worse things, but I can't seem to get them to go away. I don't understand where they're coming from. I've literally thrown out everything in my cupboards. Everything. And I still find a few in the morning. And I kill them. Oh yeah, I brought them home. Yeah, yeah. They want us eating bugs too, eh? It's probably the deal. Probably mix some in, and then some eggs hatched. They didn't render properly. Just disgusting. There's a lot of stress on the world grain supply right now, so we're going to see shit like that more and more. Stuff that would normally hit the garbage, they're going to be selling it. Or trying to. See, she's going nuts again. Maybe she's excited about the background? I don't know. She slapped it a couple times though. She like literally hit the glass. Oh no, poor kitties. Oh. Yeah, I could imagine. I'd be freaking out if Greg got caught up in that. I Poor Greg. He got out of the house once and I couldn't find him for about 25 minutes. I want to see a 6'4" guy like melt down. Hide my cat. I couldn't believe it. It was like someone stole my kid. I was literally shaking. I found them, thank God, but yeah. Now I'm very careful about my door. Well, they're playing in the plants together. Yeah, we've determined he is a she. And she's one big beautiful fish. And that little one's a boy, so we popped him in there. Not to breed, just for companionship, and she totally accepted him. She hasn't seen another discus in all her life. Or sorry, another Oscar. Oscars are new to me, and I have discus. I'm enjoying these Oscars. And then I got 2 more up here now. 2 per tank. I'll be getting a bigger tank down the road. But she's something else, all right. I like watching her. He seems to be. Because she's a big girl. I think I'm going to call her Gertrude. It's a good big girl name. This is true. They do live in the same rivers. Well, guys, almost fell asleep in my chair there, so I think that's my cue. I thank you for chilling with me and my Oscars. And now that everybody's clean, and the best it seems I'm going to do is probably 77 degrees by morning, so we'll have them in the target range. As long as we don't have too much heat tomorrow, I don't have to change any water, and I get to relax. Thanks for stopping by, GC. Oh, well, 1 second here. You're gray. Where we go? There it is. And then that one. There. I'm going to end this for now. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to bed. I'll have to go to the fish shop tomorrow. We'll see you later.